Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 3000, maximum area of longest diagonal rectangle. This is easy and the key to solve this is observation. So next I will show you my intuition, approach and efficient solution. We are given a 2D integer array dimensions and each dimension has two values. The first one is the length and the second one is the width of some rectangle. And we need to return the area of the rectangle with the longest diagonal. And if there's more than one with the longest diagonal, we need to return the maximum area. So the main thing here is how can we get the diagonal of some rectangle. Just to be clear, let's say we have a rectangle. This is the diagonal. We need to find among these rectangles which one has the longest diagonal. And once we find this rectangle, we need to return the area of this rectangle. So the first question is how can we find this diagonal? And this is why I told you this is all about observation. You don't need to know about geometry here. We just need to read this and connect the dots. Here we have the formula we need. We need to do the square root of length square plus width square. This is how we get this diagonal. So we can solve this in big O of n time complexity and big O of 1 space complexity. Let's say we are given this input, we are iterating dimensions from left to right. We can solve this in only one pass. So first we are at this rectangle. The I pointer is initially here. And first we need to get the diagonal for this rectangle. So we do square root of 9 square plus 3 square. And the result for this is roughly 9.487. And we'll have a variable, we'll call this mx, to store the maximum diagonal that we can find. This is initially 0. And the maximum among 0 and this is this. So we replace 0 with this. The result is initially 0, and given that we found a new maximum, remember this is initially 0 and now this is maximum. Here we need to update the result with length times width, meaning 9 times 3. So this is 27. And now the I pointer is here. First, we need to get the diagonal for this rectangle, which is the square root of 8 square plus 6 square. We know this is 10, and 10 is greater than our current maximum. So we replace this with 10. And given that we found a new maximum, we need to replace the result with 8 times 6, and this is 48. So finally we return this. So this is it for the approach. If you know about geometry, you know how to get the diagonal of a rectangle, and if you don't know about geometry, you can just observe this example, and here you have the formula. So now let's go with the code and hopefully you will get the idea. First we say mx is 0. Here we are storing the maximum diagonal for every rectangle. The result is initially 0. And for length and width in dimensions, the current diagonal is the square root of length square plus width square. And if current is equal to mx, remember we need to keep the maximum among the current result and the current area. And this means we need to do result is equal to the maximum among result and length times width. Now, if current is greater than mx, we just update mx with current, and the result is length times width. Finally, we return result. So this is it for the code. Now let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. So if you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.